Guys, we are live. Long day. Long day. Get home from work and start working on stuff. Had a couple pieces of equipment that were sitting in the driveway. I had to finish up for a police officer that I know. Hey, Jess, James, howdy. This guy's been a customer of mine for a while. He had an Aaron's push mower and a Briggs pressure washer. And this pressure washer, the exhaust bolts had worked their way out, so the muffler was basically just hanging on this pressure washer. What I didn't realize was, maybe it's been a while, but I didn't realize the Briggs muffler bolts on a lot of their smaller overhead valve engines are metric threads. Turned out it was an M6x1. I mean, I have metric taps and dies and all that stuff. So, hey, Craig, good to see you, buddy. You're at work. That's okay. Talking about metric muffler bolts, Briggs. I mean, whatever happened to quarter 28 or quarter 20 or 1032? Nope, Briggs muffler bolts are M6 by 1.0. So out came the metric taps and the metric dies, and we had to clean up the bolts and retap the block and all that, but it worked out. Got it back together. It was a very loud pressure washer, around 3,200 PSI, pretty loud, but it ended up working out okay. But, then again, what do you charge? You spent 10 minutes threading, rethreading, tapping, chasing. But anyway, like I said, he's a police officer. He's a good guy, and wanted to help him out. So, gone with quarter beer. There you go. Yeah, I don't. I think it's the allergies. I think the pollen count is way up over here. We had a couple of warm days. Tomorrow's supposed to rain like crazy all day, but I'm just stuffy, really stuffy. But you got to carry on. Then another guy stops by, someone who knew my wife, and he's a landscaper, and he's got a couple of Scag machines, walk behinds, older ones, probably 20 years old. He claims that he had them at a friend's kid's house or something, and he messed them all up. They're not working properly. So he said, "Can you help me?" And I was like, "I'm right in the middle of doing these other things." And it's like, "Okay, what do you got? What do you got?" Now the sky's looming. It looks like it's going to rain. It's about 6:30. And I said, "All right, what do you got?" So he pulls the Scag out of his truck. He's got a big pickup bed with a big wooden top on it for leaves. So he pulls it out, brings it out, and this thing looked like it was through the ringer. It had a busted fuel line with a slit in it. It was leaking fuel all over the place. And he's telling me he hears all kinds of dings and rings and rattles and stuff like that. So, and I said to him, "What do you want me to do?" He said, "No, I want you to do your magic, get it all set, all that stuff." And so, I said, "Okay." So we start looking at it. Then he goes, "Oh, can I bring another one by and show you?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." So he goes home. He's maybe 3 or 4 miles away. Comes back with another Sky, exact same model, but nicer shape. And he said, "Oh, this guy worked on it, screwed something up. Can you take a look at it?" Well, what happened was, whoever worked on it, or he did it, he bought, and the guys that work on power equipment will know this, Scags use belts that are like 5/8 section. They're not half-inch, they're like 5/8. So what happened, this guy bought the right length belt, but instead of using an OEM belt, he bought a belt of the right length, but in a half-inch instead of 5/8. Well, what happens is, hey, there's Dr. Matty. What happens is, if you use a half-inch belt instead of where a 5/8 goes, it's going to go deeper into the pulley and, in effect, act like a shorter belt. So the tensioner wouldn't tension. So what the guy did was he took the tensioner and moved it a bolt hole or something to get some tension. But Rube Goldberg, it wasn't a good thing to do. So if I showed the kid, I said, "Look, this is not a stock belt." He goes, "Oh, it's fast." I says, "No, Scag belts have a Kevlar coating. It says Scag right on them. Even though it says made in Mexico, it does say Scag." So I told him, I said, it's a garbage belt. So anyway, he goes, "Let me run home and get a belt." So he runs home, he gets a belt, brings it back. He goes, "Can you put a belt on?" So I look underneath. Wasn't a big deal to put a belt on. I said, "All right, I'll put it on." So he comes back. I put it on. I put the tensioner back in the original mounting holes where it's supposed to be. And then we tensioned it, and he was all happy. And then he ended up taking the other machine he had, covering it up, dropped off some parts, and then took off finally. And what did I get in my pocket for the help that I gave him for the half hour? Goose egg. "Oh, I'll square up with you next week when the machine's done." I'm like, "What about the last hour I just spent?" So I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't pay to be kind and to be nice. But I had to get out the other units for the police officer. So I said, look, just whatever. I'll see you next week. So anyhow, it's just crazy day. I'm just exhausted. Like I said, my allergies are killing me. Must be the pollen count. But anyhow, let me look at some of these comments. What are you guys saying? We got Craig, we got James, howdy all, James, Jesse, Craig, Dr. O. Who else is here? Let's see. Jesse, what's going on? What good ending? What are we talking? 3 beers down, 2 shots of Jack. Bad day. That's a bad day? Let's see. Mother-in-law's been here all week. Well, I'll drink to that. Oh gosh. Working bribes. That's the way to go, Craig. But anywho, what else did I do today? Oh, I went over. A lady calls me up. She saw my name somewhere, so she calls me up. Lady in town. She says, I know you fix the mowers and stuff. Can you stop by? I said, okay. So I stopped by after work, and she has a. This is funny. I've never seen this before. Imagine a woman, nice woman, probably in her 30s or whatever. She walks out of her front door and she's got a battery in her hand, a tractor battery. Now they're not light, okay? She's got it in her hand, holding it like it weighs nothing. And she's like, "Hey, how you doing? This and that." And I'm like, "Okay." So she walks me around the back of the house holding this battery, right? She opens up her shed. She's got a Craftsman tractor in there. Nice one, too, a good price model. The shroud's sitting on the seat. The screws for the shroud are nowhere to be found. The air filter and everything are missing. It's stuff sitting there. I go, "What are you doing with that?" She goes, "No, I need you to look at my push mower." I said, "Okay." So she has a push mower and the old Kohler Courage. Any of you who have Toros that have that Kohler Courage engine, if you don't drain the fuel out at the end of the season, it will clog on you. The jet will clog it. I've done a half a dozen of them in 2 weeks. Anyway, so I said to her before I do anything, I said, "Let me check your oil." She goes, "No, I put oil in it." Yes, she did. She put an extra quart. So I showed her on the dipstick, look, it's an inch past where it's supposed to be. So I said, "Do you have a container, something I can put the extra oil in?" I said, "Chinese food container, like they get wonton soup in or something." I said, "Oh, yeah, I got that." So she runs inside, gets that. I literally almost filled up the whole quart container with the extra oil that she had in this crankcase. So anyway, I did that, took all the extra oil out, and I said, "Let me try and start it." And of course, it'll pop, but it's not going to start because the jet's clogged. So I tell her, I said, "I'll come back tomorrow, I'll pick it up. It's supposed to be a lousy day anyway. I'll come back after work, pick it up, and whatever." And then she shows me a leaf blower that has a tire that's flat. It's a Ferdinand leaf blower. I just figure sometimes the tires go off the bead and go flat on leaf blowers all the time because you hardly use them during the year. So anyway, she says, "Can you fix the tire?" So I take it and I bring it home. What happened was it was a tube tire, and somebody played with it and snapped the actual stem off the tube. So now you got a tube sitting in the rim with no stem on it, so it's useless. I have to get another tube to put in it. So luckily, though, Fernand uses 2-piece wheels, so you can just take half the wheel apart, stick the tube in, put the other half in. It's beautiful. I wish all small rims and tires were like that, 2-piece for tubes. It just makes it so much easier. Anywho, that was my day. So what's going on? Let's see. Looks like everyone's sorry for you, Jesse. I hope she's a nice mother-in-law. Mine is. I can't complain. Let's see. Double the honey-do list. It's funny. I've been working on so much stuff. My honey-do list is a mile long. It sucks. You work like anything. You work on small engines, and your small engines are the worst ones in the world, and your power equipment's the worst stuff in the world because you don't have time to service it. A lot of stuff to do on the house. I stained most of it over the past year or so. Got one more gable end to do. Roof is done. New chimney's done. Got to do a front and back door, little stuff like that. But, hey, the stuff that happens. I've been living here at this house 30 years, so it's time to start redoing what I did 30 years ago. What else? Maddie, how you making out with the 268? Yeah, 2-piece wheels I love, Maddie. They're just so fun. Fun and easy. When's the 268 going to fire, Matt? I'm looking to see. You going to go on tonight, or are you still waiting for parts? Want to see that thing going. Let me see what else. Tomorrow is Friday. Thank God. Um, all it means is more work for the weary. Um, yeah, I got the Scag to do. I've got those little mini tillers to do. Just tons of stuff. Nothing else doing with the 268. Oh, waiting on parts. Horse shop. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, waiting on parts. Oh, week. Yeah, okay, that's not bad. Uh, hey, Maddie, I don't know if you saw on Craigslist, local to you and me, there was a guy selling three of the 201s. He wanted 1,200 bucks for three 201 top handles. I don't know if that was a good price tonight. Like you said, you don't know unless you take the muffler off. Payday, that's true. It's actually the company I work for now actually went to weekly checks, James. I remember I worked for one company years ago. You got paid once a month. That was tough. Budgeting that was tough. And the executives that worked there got paid twice a year. So imagine trying to budget that. And it wasn't paid in advance either. Uh, let's see, 200 each. Yeah, 200 sounds fair because you don't know what's going on with them, stuff like that. But he wanted 400 a piece, and I was like, no. And he wanted to do it as a package deal. So, nope. Let's see, librarian, super. Oh gosh, super lived. she she wouldn't last in my house, Jess. I tell you that much. You know. Let's see. We had a good chat to bring. Hey, anything is solace over a lib, but that's just me. I'm sorry. I'm not a. I don't drink that Kool-Aid. I've been conservative my whole life, and I believe in earning what you have and not giving it all away. But that's a topic of another conversation. Uh, let's see. Been drinking, Matt. I see. I tell you, a lot of snow machines on Craigslist. Anyone looking for a snow machine, you can get them for pennies now. I saw some beautiful old Toros that during snow season are 2, 3, 400 bucks, 75 bucks all day long. So those of you that have the room to store stuff, pick up a couple of snow machines. I tell you, you can make some money off those things come the winter time. Let's see what else we got to say. Craigie, when are you doing another video? You got another? Is the 576 going, or what's going on? I haven't seen you post anything in the last couple days. What else do we have here? Let's see. Trying to think what else is going on. Where's Tim? Tim usually chimes in rants and raves. Anywho, what else? What else? What else? Oh, horses. Cub Cadet 107. My first ever garden tractor was a Cub Cadet 107. Got it. It was a 1968 model. I bought it in 2000 from a friend. First introduction to small engines was because of a Cub Cadet 107. I rebuilt the Kohler K241, and that's what got me hooked. And I was hooked on International Harvester Cub Cadets. I have 9 of them. Great tractor. What's nice about a K241 Kohler, you can put a dime on it, it'll idle, it won't even shake the dime loose. They're the smoothest running engines ever. I love them. Let's see. All it needs is a battery. Yeah, get some good cold cranking amps. I tell you that much. As long as the starter generator on it's good, horses, you'll be doing all right. Those things sometimes you gotta watch the brushes and watch the bearings. Some of them have bushings, some of them have bearings in those Delco starter generators, but good units. The 107.2, 10 horse hydro, the 7 means hydro from the 6.7 series. So I think it was 68 to 70, those were, but a great tractor. I had a 107. I've had literally probably 3 or 4 dozen International Harvester Cub Cadets, but the 6.7 series I like. It was the last of the narrow frames. The 8.9 series came out, those were the wide frames. So interesting. Let's see. Yeah, I look forward to it, Craig. I like your vids. Us old people gotta keep going. What do we got here? On a good note, what are you saying? Just took down 2 trees yesterday. Chinese 660. Yeah, the Chinese 660s. I hear good and bad about those things. More good than bad, which is pretty cool. Now, the Chinese 660, is that the blue one? I'm trying to think. Which one is blue? I know one of them is blue. Which is kind of freaky because when you look at it, it's like, usually they're creamsicle colors. Then you see a blueberry one, 71 1250 stolen. Had the I actually have a 1650 dual stick with the dual hydraulics. That's what I use all the time. I have one of those, and I actually have a column with the dual sticks and the hydro valves as an extra piece I bought off somebody. So I can make another dual stick if I want. I have a 1000 in the garage that I was going to make into a 1600, which they never made, but I was going to do a 1600 16 horse quiet line with a creeper. But anyway, I could talk Cub Cadet. If you go on the old forum, I don't know if you're ihcubcadet.com, the old forum, I've been on that since 2000. And you can look at some of my old posts. I used to post there all the time, giving tech advice and stuff like that. So love the Cub Cadets, and they'll always be in my heart, and I'll always have one here to work on. What else we got? 69, my grandpa, late 68, engine. K301, 12 horse. Yeah, those are good engines too, except they shake a little more than the 10 horse, but 12 horse is okay. Boneyard, hello, how are you? 17 now, meaning 17 tractors. Yeah, I think the most I've ever had, I think at one time was 12. I'm down to like 9 right now. And I have a third of an acre, so explain that to the wife. Anyway, funny story about my Cub Cadet. If you guys want to hear a funny story, the guy I bought it from was a guy I worked with when I was at the machine tool company. And literally a tractor trailer full of International Harvester Cub Cadets was stolen back in like 1970. And what this guy did was he stole the tractor trailer and parked the trailer at the end of a dead end road in Connecticut over by me, next town over. And out of the back of it, for cash, he was selling Cub Cadet tractors. The only caveat was, if you wanted one, he did whatever the next one was. He said, "Give me whatever." Now back then, these tractors were over $1,000. They weren't cheap, and he was selling them for $200, $300, $400 just cash, until the cops came. Anyway, he took all the serial tags off the rear end. If you're familiar with International Harvester Cub Cadets, the serial tag is mounted vertically on the rear end with 2 rivets, and it'll tell you the date of manufacture and everything based on the serial number. Won't tell you the model, but it'll tell you the date and the day and date roughly of manufacture based on the numbers that are out there. So when I got it, I said, "Where's the serial tag?" And that's when he told me the story. Since I've been working on small engines for the past 20 years in this area, I've come across at least a dozen International Harvester Cub Cadets from those years with no serial tags on the back. So they were all bought by this guy selling them hot out of the back of a tractor trailer. 2 people have actually admitted to me that their father or their grandfather bought it hot off of some guy. That's all they said to me. But I know that was the story. So the story's true. It's a pretty funny story. So, not funny for the guy who lost the load, but pretty cool. Craig, you take it off? All right, get back to work. Break's over. Talk to you later, Craig. Hope to see a video soon. But yeah, it's ironic how, with the way things happen, all these Cub Cadets started showing up with no serial tags on them. I'm like, what's the story with that? And then my buddy told me the story about how they were hot, and guy came around, and for $1,000 tractor, you give him $200 cash, and he'd take it off the trailer, and you drove it home. So interesting story though. What else we got? 17 years old. Gave it to me when I was 3 years old. Holy cow! Yeah, I didn't get anything like that when I was 3 years old. But good, 17. Hey, keep it up. Keep learning. Learn a trade or go to school or whatever. But with me, I've always been mechanical. I've always fixed things. They call me Mr. Fix It, and it's just I always wanted to know how things worked. And when I got started in small engines, basically I had that Cub Cadet. It was blowing smoke like crazy, and I was like, I used to race cars, drag race, so I was familiar with small, big block Chevys and Fords and stuff like that. I rebuilt engines and trannies and things like that. So I said, how hard could it be for a small engine? So I rebuilt that Kohler, and that got me going. My neighbors saw me doing stuff like that. They started dropping off lawnmowers and things. I started fixing them, and Ken Small Engines was created from that. I don't advertise. It's all word of mouth, but I'm busy. I mean, I'll literally have, a dozen machines a week sitting in my driveway looking for some kind of repair. So it's nice. I mean, it's a little extra income, helps out with the kids, and well, not kids. My kids are grown, but it does help out with expenses. But it's just the only thing about working on small engines, guys, literally is the time it takes. You don't have time for yourself. I mean, I get home from work. I work a 10-hour day, 10-hour day. I get home. I'm working for another 4 or 5 hours. I'm tired. I mean, it's a long day. And then the weekends, you're working on stuff, especially if the weather's good. So it's It's fun to do. It's nice when you could diagnose a problem and solve it. It's gratifying when you could solve a problem that you never solved before. I mean, thank heaven for the internet, because with YouTube and the internet itself, I mean, you could literally find the solution to just about any problem you have. But I can imagine how it was 40 years ago when you had to look through manuals and just rely on someone's advice. It must have been tough. My number two cart, yeah, I like the number two carts. I've had a few of those. Brindley moldboard plow, 12-inch. That's a big plow. 42-inch snow blade. I've got a 54-inch blade on my dual stick 1650. I've got a 42 manual blade on my. I have a 123. That's my snow machine. First hydrostatic model, 1965, I believe. And but I have a helper spring on that, so I don't get my Popeye arm. You know what they call the lifts that aren't spring assist, the Armstrong lift, because it makes your arm strong. So we always call them Armstrong lifts. So anyway, but yeah, always partial to the Cub Cadets. Let's see. Sleeve hitch is nice too. Yep, absolutely. Especially if you're putting on Brindley stuff and all that. But yeah, the thing is, back in the early 2000s, those things were worth good money. They were getting great money for them. Now you can get them pretty cheap. I'm amazed. It's funny when you see tractors online for sale and the restoration costs that really go into them when you've done one. What people sell them for now, they're losing their shirts. But it's nice that you could get something fully restored for half the price of what it would cost you to do. But hey, someone's misfortune is your fortune. So let's see. What else do we have here? I missed yesterday the 5 horsepower video from Go Karts Are Going Fishing. I don't know if he put it together. I haven't seen it yet, but I was interested in that build because he painted it the purple color, and it just looks like those guys are having a lot of fun. So, all right. What else can we talk about tonight? What else am I working on? A couple of like Mantis type tillers, the small tillers with the 2 strokes. Mostly carburetor issues, fuel line issues. Yeah, like I said today, the Briggs muffler bolts, I didn't realize they were metric M6 by 1.0 thread. So luckily I have metric taps and dies. I was able to get that going in a pressure washer and get that off. One thing I noticed over the past couple of weeks, check with Lowe's and Home Depot and stuff for their clearance items, especially in the small engine area. I was able to pick up filters at like 90% off. A Kohler filter for a Courage that usually goes for $16, they had for $2. So I picked up a bunch of stuff, Briggs filters, Kohler filters, things like that. So, they figure if they're not selling, if they sell one and they have 10 in stock, they put them on sale for 90% off. Hey, I'll keep it in my inventory. I don't care. And it just so happened today, one of the people that wanted me to do something is going to use a couple of those filters. So eventually it pays off. Like anything, you have to spend money to make money. So, you invest $2-3 in a filter that you can sell for 15. That's a good investment. What else? Jesse. Yeah, I tell you, the live stream, I love it. Maddie got me hooked on those things. I love doing the live stream. This Chromebook I bought, I'm telling you guys, $179, great investment. It's an Acer Chromebook, 15-inch screen. You can see everything clear. I could see the chat clear. I don't need glasses to do it. I love it. Having a good time. Let's see what else we got here. Electric lift. I don't know about the electric lift horses. I have one on a 147. The problem is, as you know, the bevel gear, they don't make anymore. It's a plastic bevel gear. When that gear goes out, you're screwed. So what a lot of people do, they'll buy a 12-volt linear actuator that's used for things like windows, power windows, and things like that. You can go on Northern Tool and get one for about $40. It'll push the lift arm just like the electric lift will do on the International, and it won't cost you nearly as much money. So if you go on to the ihcubcadet.com or any of those old Cub sites, just look for linear actuator lift, and it looks just like the International one, where it's got the tube with the rod end on it, and it's got the motor with the gears. So it works the same exact way. It's just that you won't be looking for a gear that'll run you $100 if someone has one. What the mistake people make with those horses, that when you raise the IH lift to the top, the electric lift, as soon as it goes to the top, let go. If you hold on to the switch, it's going to grind that gear, and it's plastic, and it's gonna grind it away, and that's what happens. So if you have one and it's in good shape, yeah, you could use it, no problem. Just remember, when you cycle it up or down, once it hits the stroke, let go of the switch, because it will grind itself to death. That's the problem with those. Let's see. Oh, what else? What else? What else? We got the get together. What is that? 3 weeks? What's today? Today's the 26th, 27th. I think 3 weeks. 3 weeks from Saturday is going to be the get together where me and Maddie are going to go head to head. That ought to be fun. I still have to build the saw. That's another thing. I got to start telling customers no so I can finish that build. I definitely want to have some fun with that. That'd be good. What else? There he is. Hat and shirt. You know what, Tim? I don't actually have anything like that, to be honest with you, because I didn't know I had fans out there like you. I could take a Sharpie marker and mark up something, but I don't know if that'll be cool. But yeah, one thing, Maddie's got his Transformer logo, and all these other people have their logos. I've never done that. I say Ken Small Engines, but I never really did a logo or anything. So I should, because nowadays you can get, I guess the big thing now is like stickers and magnets. I guess a lot of people with these YouTube channels give out stickers and magnets for toolboxes and things like that. So I could do that. I have a friend of mine who has a sign business. He'd probably do that for me. I just have to come up with some kind of logo. I should talk to my sister-in-law. She's a graphic designer. Maybe she could help me with that. But I like Maddie's. He's got the Transformer holding the chainsaw. So that's pretty cool. And actually, I bought shirts off of Maddie for my wife and kids. The as-is shirts that have his logo on it. So they enjoy those. Let's see. I should, though. I should make some hats and shirts. But Tim, I only have 70 subscribers. And you know what's funny? One day I'll go in, I'll see 70, 71, 72. The next day, 68, 69. So they're digging me, and then they're not digging me. So I don't know. We'll have to see what if we can enlighten the content a little bit, Grandson from school. Yeah, the IH logo. I love IH. I'm telling you, I was hooked on IH. Somebody put on Craigslist here, 2 towns over. It was actually a self-powered chipper shredder that had a motor and everything on it, mint condition. It had the Federal yellow body with the Cadet white, like a 901 white motor, and it was absolutely mint. I think I wanted $200 for it. But the problem was, I'm trying to think if he was local or it may have been Massachusetts, but it was too far of a drive for me. But for $200, my God, you get a collector out there, probably give you $1,000 for it. All right, Boneyard. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon. I have friends of mine that are into the IH Cup Cadets too, and anything international they'll buy. They'll drive an international Scout. One of them even has an international semi tractor trailer type rig that he tows a camper with. Actually, it's an internet or Navistar, I guess it's called now instead of international. But he has one of those. But some people, I have a lot of boxes, like bearing boxes and things like that have the IH logo on them, and everybody wants them. They collect them. They put them on their shelves. If anyone's interested in International Harvester and the history of it, the best book out there, it's called A Corporate Tragedy. Best book regarding International Harvester and its demise. How it went from like McCormick Deering and all that with threshing to IH and all its success to its demise in the 80s. It's a real good book called A Corporate Tragedy. Hard to find. Some libraries have it. Sometimes you see it on eBay. Very hard book to find. But if you could find it, get it, read it. You'll be amazed at how International Harvester was formed and how they disbanded after time. 386 subs. Must be your personality, Tim. Can't be anything else. Walk to the get together. I'll hand screen print one, James. Hey, if you could walk to the get together, you're doing good, buddy. That's good. Are you home, James? Or are you back in? I didn't hear anything in the last few days. How you doing? Is everything okay? Or I haven't really been online that much in a couple. Just wondering. Do somehow to. I did one yesterday on some fuel lines. The problem is, yeah, it'll have to be using my phone and then upload. Um, I know. I keep forgetting. Like today, I did all kinds of repairs out there, but if I had a camera with a tripod or something, I could probably do it. My daughter's got a GoPro. My youngest daughter has a GoPro Hero 5. I should see if I can get that hooked up. Maybe I can use that on a tripod and just mount it. The thing is, I don't have a regular PC here, so whatever I put on it, I can't edit it. Whatever it is, it is. So if it's crappy footage or extra long, that it is what it is. So I'll try that. I'll try and get more content because hey, it's fun chatting. Don't get me wrong, but people want to know about tech stuff. And I'll be honest, if people send me some emails or comment on what they'd like to see, any type of equipment or a type of repair, hey, I'll be glad to do it. I mean, I work on basically everything, and people drop off stuff all the time, so I can basically do a video on anything someone wants to know about. So, let's see, ice tractors. Yeah, those are the real tractors. Those series. Oh, James, home had skin graft, got my feet. Oh, that's good though, James. Good, good. Tubes out, good, good deal. Uh, yeah, that's true, Jesse. If I do more of the tech, people will subscribe. I understand. Yeah, most of the people now that have subscribed, Small Engine Nation, a lot of those guys helped me out. They gave me about 20 or 30. And Maddie's devotees that always go to Matt Olson's channel, a lot of those I'm friends with now. So, they subscribe too. But yeah, I definitely have to do some more. It's just that normally when I have the free time and I'm doing repairs, I get like in a zone. Like Saturday morning, I'll go out for breakfast at 7. I'm home by 8, and from 8 until 5, 6, 7 at night, straight, I'm just work, 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 work. I may take a quick break for a cup of water or something, but basically it's just get the stuff out. Just in and out, get the stuff done. Because a lot of stuff I have to deliver. A lot of people have no way to bring stuff to me. So I actually have a 5x8 landscape trailer, and I bring tractors back and forth to customers too. And if it's a smaller unit, I can put it in the back of my pickup. So, stuff like that. 759. Emeryville. Wow. Now you're going back in time now, James. Hey, Maddie, who designed your logo? Did you do that yourself, or did someone help you with that? Because I was thinking about doing some kind of logo. Timmy was saying he'd love to get a shirt or hat or something from me, but I really need a logo. And I'm trying to think what I could do for one. If not Saturday, you're getting a shower. Yeah. It's supposed to be a crappy day tomorrow, rain all day, Saturday mostly rain, hopefully Sunday be nice, but I don't know. Maddie, your cherry blossoms gone now, or are they still blooming? I know down here we had a great week last weekend, but now they're starting to fall off the trees. Let's see. Hey, was I dreaming, Maddie, or did I see that you actually bought piston ring compressors now? I thought I saw that kit somewhere sitting on your bench, so you don't have to do it with your fingers anymore. Let's see. You're the oldest one in chess. I say mature, James, not old. Mature, experienced. How's that? That always good. Good blossoms. Yeah, those are so beautiful. You got white blossoms, Maddie, or pink, or both? Because I know around here, it's funny. You drive in my town by the Bunny Fountain by the Historical Society. There's probably 40 or 50 huge cherry trees with pink and white blossoms, and they're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. James, message retracted. What is that? Let's see. Yeah, compressors. Yep. I bought that kit. Is that the kit that comes with the piston stop and all that? You get like 10 of the plastic orange compressors, and you get a couple of doodads to stop the piston and all that stuff. I think I have the same kit as you. Somebody was on here the other day. I'm trying to think who. He bought the aftermarket Hustle steel seal retractor clone, the seal puller, the clone. I don't know if that was who's our buddy in Ireland, Nicky. I don't know if Nicky bought it or if it was Two Stroke in New Zealand. One of those guys bought the aftermarket seal puller, and I'd love to know how they made out with it. Um, because sometimes doing the seals is nice if you have the right tool. Uh, Somebody came to me today and wanted me to put in Bakelite seals in a 201. I was like, not this week. So we'll see. What else is going on? Oh, anyone let's see. What's this? Some Cub Cadet dealer training to. Yeah, the 2000 series sucked. I had a friend of mine with a 2086, I think it was, a year 2000. In fact, my 107 Cub Cadet International, the reason I got it was because in 2000, he bought a 2086 model, 2086. And honestly, probably 5 years down the road, he blew the engine on it. So I don't know, crazy. Let's see. New carb wasn't cheap. What do you mean? You got a new carb for the 268, Matt? Which saw is James getting anyway, Matty? Is he going to get the get together saw? Because I know you had a couple of them now. Don't you have like 3 of those 350s? There were a couple of 350s on Craigslist this week for like $250 to $300. Like you said, Matty, $50 is a good price. So, what else can we talk about? Just funny Husqvarna story. Friend of mine is a dealer, and I don't see him that often, but he called me up and he said in a year or two, Husqvarna is doing away with Kawasaki, Briggs, and Kohler on their high-end units, and they're going to go with Yamaha engines. So that was interesting to hear. They're working up a deal now for Yamaha engines in their high-end garden tractors, the expensive ones that are like $3,000 to $4,000. Right now, they've got, I believe, Kawasaki's. But I guess Kawasaki's raising their prices and stuff, and Yamaha wants to get in the market. So it'll be interesting, you know. Let's see. Yeah, 350. Yeah, cool saw. I have one of my customers has a 350 that keeps leaking oil, and I keep telling him there's nothing I can do about it. I said, run the oil out when you use it. Usually a tank of gas equals a tank of oil with most chainsaws. And if you don't run out the oil, it's going to leak. I mean, like you said, Maddie, you hang them off and you see puddles all over where you hang them. It's just, even if you drain them, you're going to have some residual. Well, this guy, don't ask me why, he'll fill up the oil tank before he puts it away. He'll fill up the oil tank, puts it, oh, I want to be ready, he says. Be ready. Be ready for what? To clean up a mess? Because that's what it is. His whole case is full of oil. And then he yells at me, oh, what'd you do? Well, I ended up changing the rubber transfer pieces that go in there on the oil pump and all that. But it's just the way it is. It's not a great design, you know. So anyway, those things are prone to leaking, as most saws are. A McCulloch SP125C. Actually, I had a Mac 1010. I love that thing. The only problem is it weighed 40 pounds. You know, you're trying to cut trees with that thing. Oh my gosh. You know, the old Macs that are magnesium and aluminum. Oh my, they're great saws, just like the old Poulons, but they're heavy, very, very heavy. You know, but yeah, 125 that's a nice saw. Nice saw. Bucking Billy Ray. That's where you got to go. He's the Mac daddy. He's got all that stuff. Yeah, I got rid of most of my Macs. I think I've got a couple of like 3616, 3416, a couple of those small ones laying around. They need magnetos. But other than that, I think all the other Macs, I had a friend of mine who collected Macs, and I gave him I had a Pro Max 610. I had a 1010. I had some decent Macs. They were great Macs, but just too heavy for me. I couldn't see lugging them around for what I was doing with them. You know, there's something to be said for these plastic saws, you know, and plastic in general on saws. I mean, it saves your arms and legs. I mean, really, and your back, because lugging around a 45 pound saw all day, not good, you know, too heavy. Let me see. I'll see if I can do a video on the Scag, because he's telling me he has transmission problems. It's a Peerless 700-70 5-speed with reverse that has the 4 keys that make the gears go. and I think the keys are sheared or partially sheared. So maybe I'll do a video on that. Those are always fun to rebuild. Let's see, 1010, 710. Yeah, 1010 I like. But the Pro Max 610 was the last one I had that I really used. And what was nice is you had the oiler and the pump oiler, so you could add a little extra pump of oil if you wanted to. It's just like I said, heavy, very very heavy. And I don't like the air filters on those. It's those real thin flock filters. I just don't like them. They seem to clog very easy. I'd rather have a cartridge type. Or like a filter of pleated type cartridge. Those are the best. What else, guys? I think that's it. What time is it? It's 9:22. It's time for me. I think I'm going to hit it for today. But send suggestions, comments, whatever. If you guys want to see anything, like I said, I work on nearly anything. So if you think you want to see something, one thing I'm working on this weekend. An old now Honda vertical engine in a push mower with the old style auto choke, the one with the gear on it that goes like that. They stink as far as the choke mechanism, but guy had problems with it. So maybe I'll do a vid on that this weekend, show you guys how I fixed it. Yeah, those pull out. I like those. Yeah, the 3400s, I really love those. Yep, absolutely, with the reed valves. Absolutely. You don't see many of those. But yeah, guys, if you want to see something, let me know. I'll try and scrounge up something if you really want to see it. And other than that, I appreciate everyone stopping by and hanging out with me. It's always a good time. Maddie, we'll talk to you later on. And guys, that's it. I'm going to hang up. So have a great night. Be safe. James, good to hear that you're doing well. Timmy, Maddie, everyone, be safe. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.